Look at me young. Look at that.
In the suit there with the skinny tie?
Exactly.
With the, look at those cheekbones. Look at the cheekbones that you once had.
Wait, that's you?
Yeah.
That's you?
Yeah.
You never want to be someone to react that way when they see it all.
Wait, that is not
That's him.
That's young
in
Ricky.
83, Ricky was a musician.
Oh, look at that one.
Yeah.
That's even worse.
Wow.
Look at that
What was that, your Grindr profile picture?
Okay, that's enough of this. Let's talk about something else.
Young Ricky was going to be a sexy musician.
Oh, my God. Damn right he was.
Fucking hell.
Isn't that what happens? Time just does what it does to you, and you go, you know what, maybe I'll just write comedy.
I was going to be a lead singer, too.
Were you?
I kicked out. I was in a band in college called Giving Out Spankings. Kicked out. Yeah.
Did you write giving or given?
Giving Out Spankings.
With an apostrophe?
Yeah. And then I kicked out the guitarist, and he formed Creed.
Oh, really? That's right.
Yeah,
I think I know
funny.
that story. I didn't realize it was called Giving Out Spankings.
Giving Out Spankings. Well, we had a few names, and we never really got out of the garage, but whatever.
What was your best original song?
This is a song called Mary Margaret. I wrote it.
About who?
It was about date rape.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. I was trying to be fucking deep at the time.
Was it pro or con?
Fucking hell. It went, little sister. Don't you walk out the door. Look who you talk to. Make sure he's okay.
What? Make sure he's okay?
Yeah, I was going through a
it was a song with a message.
Yeah, it was a song.
It was like the song by...
I don't know what to do.
The song called Date Rape by, what was the band?
Sublime?
Sublime.
Anal Cunt had a song.
Did they?
Yeah, that have crazy songs like "Ha Ha, You Got Date Raped." And
Right, that was a little
just mental,
Which
fucking...
you'd expect better from them.
Yeah.
No, this was no Date Rape. This was like anti-Date Rape. The Sublime song.
The Sublime
So
song
you
was.
were like an artist with a message.
Yeah, I would have definitely gone down Fred Durst's path of mashing up hip hop and rock. I was my brain.
I can see that though.
Yeah,
I can see that. You've got that vibe about you.
Okay, that's not the most complimentary.
No, because I'll tell you why. Because the songs I did seriously are more embarrassing than the songs I do as David Brent. They are so fucking cringy. I get a lump in my throat, not like Jim, but
No, because it comes back out and then goes back in.
No, they're just awful.
the best comedy.
Pretentious electronic nonsense.
What's the name of one that you were embarrassed about? What's the name of one that you're
Just the title of...
Oh, God! Oh, God. There was one song called Johnny, right? And it was... Oh, God.
Johnny.
It was about being in a band, right?
It's a tree.
Because it was rock and roll. It was like...
Did he might get a tree driving?
Fuck off!
Is that what he wants to... He wants to buy a car and drive it into a tree?
Wow.
Johnny,
The real question...
Let's talk about Jim's dick some more.
Wait, the real question was, were you Johnny?
Did you see yourself as Johnny?
No. I'm going to tell you something. A young Ricky always thought it was better to
I'm so hot. I've got to take the cardigan off.
Why? It's nothing wrong. That's a real rock and roll dream to hit a tree.
Johnny?
Yeah.
Johnny died young.
Young Ricky thought it was better to burn out than to fade away.
Yeah. That's it.
So what happened? Johnny was going to play rock and roll?
It was after the band that we had a bit of success, and then we did this song and a few other equally awful songs, right? Rock and roll songs, right? Oh, God.
What was the other one? What do you think?
Oh, there's loads. Shut the... No.
Go ahead.
No. I actually can't think of it. That's the one
I'll do some of my originals if you do some of yours.
That was our best one. That's why I can remember it.
What's the story about Johnny? So Johnny wanted to buy a couple cars.
I do want to know what happened to Johnny.
What Johnny wants to do is, what I said, was to join a sleazy band. He wants to go against the tree. He wants to OD in LA. He'd just get sick and catch the plague. Oh, God.
What?
There's probably an HIV reference. He's very socially conscious.
It was about 1986. I wrote.
Does he want to die in a car accident or an OD or of AIDS?
Yes,
Shut the
Johnny.
fuck.
Wait, it's a fair question. Johnny's AIDS.
Dead, all right.
He has AIDS and hits a tree. Does he get AIDS from the tree, or does he give it to the tree?
He's just an AIDS patient on heroin driving in the trees.
Yeah, Johnny did every cliche thing.
I was into Velvet Underground and Iggy Pop and Bowie, all right?
By the way, the fact that he bought a couple cars, at least one is okay. The other one's smashed up against the tree, but the first car is fine.
But he OD'd, he caught the plague, he hit a tree.
Right.
That's a bad week.
I like that. Because it makes people
Imagine
go
if
like...
it was good. What would I have to have done for you to go, fuck me, that's a great song?
Let's see, Gypsy, Lady
Exactly.
Gypsy.
That's a great
better.
song.
Slough.
David Brent songs are better because there's an ironic get-out clause.
Equality Street, I've become more obsessed with.
It's great.
I went back and keep listening to that.
Yeah, but you know what? It's about time that somebody pointed out that in 1986, AIDS really was the new plague.
It was.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like because you go like this. The plague's not around anymore.
Right,
and
what's
you go,
the guy in the
"But
corner
AIDS."
fucking doing? Look at this. He's found some
Trees.
Oh, God.
Well, this is nice. There's nothing wrong with this. Can you guess the Ricky Gervais hit you grew up to?
What's this?
We can't hear it.
It wasn't a hit.
Let's hear it.
Oh.
It's nice.
It really does sound slightly influenced by The Cure.
Yeah. But this is not bad.
It's not bad.
It's good.
Cure meets both. Well,
What year is this? I could see 9th grade me being into this.
Yeah.
this is by 85. Yeah, the intense look of that photo.
Oh, God. How did this even happen?
I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
I can't believe I didn't know you were in a band.
Because we didn't make it. Because you might as well be going through my fucking drawer. I mean, this isn't, because just the internet it doesn't count. It didn't happen.
But that's what makes the character David Brent wanting to be a rock star so amazing.
Of course. Well,
Because-
there's a thing in the film, in the Life on the Road, that actually happened. I was in a band. It was about 1986, and it was a place called the Bull and Gate. We were in a terrible band called something like Sacred Hearts. I think it was that one.
That's cool. That's cool.
Oh, shut the fuck up, right? we did the sound check. And the bloke said, "Oh, you might as well stay up there. You're on." I said, "When are they opening the doors?" He went, "They're open. No one's come through to see you." Right? So the band just looked fucking crestfallen because I was in charge, right? And I said, "Let's treat this as a free rehearsal." And we just did 8 songs.
A free rehearsal?
Yeah, I was trying to sound positive.
Yeah, are they like, oh
And
man,
then-
you're right.
Then the promoter, obviously no one turned up to see us. It was like, you have different bands on, they come to, and he felt so sorry for me that he gave me £10 for the taxi home. It was like it was just like probably the lowest ebb.
What time do the doors open? They're open. Oh,
Yeah, no one's come through. Oh, okay.
Well, at least you didn't have to worry about making enough money to afford 2 cars and driving one of them into a tree, right?
Now.
That was Johnny's dream.
Yeah,
Right.
Johnny can't afford the heroin that's going to give him HIV, you know?
That's right.
Fucking hell! So, what's been happening in the news, guys?
I love, because I think that's where the comic spirit comes, is when you're trying to be serious.
Tragedy, of course. Being serious is awful.
Dude, I walked into our band practice one time, and they were playing a U2 song that I'd never heard, and I was like, "This is good."
You thought it was their song?
And I was like, "Guys, this is really good. We should do. This is amazing." And they're like, "You think?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they're like, "You should try to write lyrics to it." So I wrote lyrics to a
Oh,
U2.
that's amazing. That is opportunist friendship there.
I don't remember the song, but I recorded
Tuesday,
it.
Happy Tuesday.
That's amazing.
I recorded it in a in like a boombox, and I would play it for people because I was like, the lyrics aren't totally dialed in yet, but
This is
song-
lovely.
Yeah.
This is lovely.
And that my buddy Obi sat in a car with me one day, and he goes, "Are you joking with me?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" And he goes, are you joking with everyone?" I was like, "No, it's a great song." And he was like, "Dude, this is a fucking U2 song." And I was like, "What?" And then he played the U2 song, and I was like, "Oh my God."
And whose lyrics were better, yours or Bono's?
Oh, mine was about going through the forest with a knife on your side.
Oh, my God.
Now, Grizzly Adams.
It was repetitive. It was a little rip off of Maya Angelou a little bit.
Right.
Maya Angelou?
I was going through a Maya Angelou phase.
Well, I know how the cage bird drinks.
Bert, did you know anything about going through the forest with a knife on your side?
No, it was rhythmic. Love was the one that had the knife on his side. Was going through the
Love?
Love was going through the forest.
This is the fair.
Why does love have a knife?
Because love's been hurt.
It's a good question, Jim. Why does love have a knife?
Fair enough, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's really what we're all asking.
Love isn't hurt.
Love doesn't want to get hurt. Yeah, love's.
Why does love have to fight like this?
See, Jim's got away with this, right? He's got nothing embarrassing in his past. Because what could compete with what we already know about him?
Well, that's
Do you know what I mean?
true.
You could run for Congress and it would all come out And people would go, yeah, we know.
But I wrote the embarrassing for me. I wrote a poem.
Okay,
when
now
we're
we're fucking talking.
It was I put it in my first book. It was a very, very bad poem.
Please.
And Kevin Smith read it on the air, so it was a humiliating. I was in rehab. It was 1986.
So it was about that, was it? It was about addiction.
Liquor. Oh, terrible. Terrible.
Right. It does. So this is how do I find this then?
It's in Happy Endings. If I can get it, I don't have a copy of my own book. I'll get you a copy when I find it. So I have to get a copy of it.
Travis, do we think we're gonna find a guitar? Because
I'm working on it right now.
I'd like to get the band back together.
Because
I
at least want to hear Bert's pro or anti-date rape song.
I don't remember all the lyrics, but I remember the chord structure.
Okay.
By the way, it's a little bit of a ripoff of the Indigo Girls.
Right. Okay. Right.
Well, luckily they held up, so it should be fine.
That's amazing. I love the idea of your mates going. Could you want to write lyrics to it that they know it's a YouTube?
They would have me read, because I was really into poetry at the time. My parents went through a divorce, and they would have me read my poems at parties, and I thought that they liked them.
Oh no! This is the. Oh God, that's so sweet.
I would sit there and I'd start with my poems, and I remember the girls. I mean, we're talking like 50 people in a living room, and I'm doing poetry.
I love this guy. Can you remember any poetry?
No. Those two became the songs.
Sure.
I don't remember. I was really heavily influenced by Maya Angelou.
I absolutely love this.
What's the moment? I mean, with everything that you go through, what's the moment when you realize the band is not gonna? This isn't gonna pan out. This isn't gonna work.
Well, the first one we were sort of dropped because we got an advance and we put out 2 singles and it didn't work. Then you hang around and you do bands. And
you put out 2 singles?
Yeah, but we didn't even gig, so it was an electro thing. So that was a nice, easy ride, if you know what I mean. And then you go, well, let's do it properly, and you put a band together and you go out and tour and you're playing to no one, and then, things happen like, we've got to get rid of this guy, or got to get rid of, when you say, oh, we're breaking up the band, then you start it again without one member or something.
For drinking or drugging, or just fucking, they're terrible?
No, what do you mean?
To getting rid of the guys. Were they fucked up, or were they just not good?
Someone knew someone better, or things like that,
Or sometimes someone's so good in the band, you start a coup d'etat to get rid of them, so they don't get rid of you in your band.
I never do that. This is how I used to. This is how I used to recruit people, right? And those guys that I still know in the band, they take the piss out of me because I'd go up to someone in the street and I'd say, "Is that a guitar?" And they go, "Yeah." I go, "Do you want to be in a band?" And I turn up and the other guys are going, "You can't play with it." Because I had a gig like Tuesday and I thought, no, we got
someone.
I thought if you gig and get an A&R man along, it would be great, wouldn't it? It'd be fine, right? And it was just, and then you realise that's not going to happen quite soon. And then instead of going, right, let's knock it on the head, or let's do this properly, I thought there must be one idiot record company out there that will sign us. I was actually trying to con record companies into signing bad, and then that didn't work. And I actually stopped when I got a proper job. When I realised, I thought I could do both, but you think, no, then you're not.
Then the job is actually paying the bills, and then you're like,
exactly, and you haven't got time, you don't want to do it, and I think like 29, I was embarrassed to be trying to make it at 29.
But you kind of kid yourself at first. You get the job because you're like, I got to bring some income in, but this is just for the cash, and I'm going to keep the band alive.
And this will allow me to do the band because I'm making money now.
But then you fall into job life.
I remember there was a big horse race when I was a kid, and one of my nieces or nephews put some money on a horse at the Grand National Summit, and they won. And they were going crazy, and they won, right? And my mum said that's the worst thing that could have happened.
Right.
And I got signed so easily at college, it was easy. And then you think, well, I can do it again, and you can't. It was, do you know what I mean? It's a crazy 1,000 to 1 shot, and then you can't
and you already
do it
did
again.
it.
Well, yeah.
Wait, why is it a bad thing to win?
Because then you get addicted to it's always going to happen.
That's been my entire fucking life.
You always think it's going to happen.
Right. Yeah. Like a guy who goes to college, doesn't study, and then gets discovered by Rolling Stone magazine, and then goes, fuck it, I'll just be a comedian. Right. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That's literally Bert's story.
This is my story of my life.
Well, yeah, but then you think, actually, it's still a learning experience. Everything's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's funny, that made David Brent funnier.
Oh.
Just this
best line though. My favorite line was when, in the Christmas special when Gareth was talking to you. Didn't even crack the top 100. Didn't want it to.
Yeah,
great.
Didn't want to. Next.
Humiliated.
Yeah, didn't want
comeback.
To.
Best line.
Didn't want it to.
Best line easily is when they're going back and forth about how to interact with customers. There's been a rape.
Yeah, just trying to win, get the attention.
It's not a contest.
Yeah,
it's not a competition.
Yeah, it's all about showing off, isn't it? And narcissism, and I think I forget who said it. Someone said, comedy is an ordinary guy trying to do something that we all know he's not equipped to do.
Right.
And that's it, isn't it?
That's it.
Us being rock stars, us trying to be rock stars. In retrospect,
right. And we've all been that guy. It's just so relatable. Everybody in life at some point thought they were going to do something.
What's yours? What's your youth when you
radio?
Everybody just running for it. Everybody just jumping for it. Look how low this fruit is.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So, but this is joking aside. This is brilliant. But you do other things, like you're a stand-up comic, aren't you? That's just what you do. And is this fun and pays the rent? And,
sure, this is great. I love this.
Yeah, but it is the best of both worlds, isn't it? Because it's a huge platform.
It was always stand-up. Was always what I want. I never want to do anything.
And it's not detrimental at all to your stand-up. Some people are trying to be a stand-up and they do something really awful and, try and get profile, and it doesn't mix, whereas this is still in the ballpark.
Yeah, they work
together. This is still your demographic, yeah.
And you always find people, like, when they're looking for an excuse. Like, for me, that's Jim doing this so actively and stand-up so actively kind of points out, because there have been lots of people that I've interacted with that start in stand-up, not going so well, then they do radio, and they're like, oh, I'm going to do both, and they do exactly what you did, where it's like, oh, I don't really do stand-up anymore because I do more radio.
Well,
we all know
it's
you
also
could be
about
doing
perception,
both.
because people, I think particularly in Britain, they don't believe a Renaissance man. They think, well, choose one of them, because you can't be good at all four, even if you are, or, and it's it's their perception of what you do. Like, I know stand-ups do reality game shows, but it kills them. Because people go, well, he's not a stand-up.
Well, didn't you you did your podcast after The Office?
Exactly.
So did that, did people go well, I guess the acting's all dried up?
Well, no, because the podcast it sneaks, it's not on television, it's not advertised, it sneaks into your ears. You have to find it. It's not like people are going, oh, this is a podcaster, because I'm on telly for something else. So, comedy and acting has always been whatever I've done has always been the dominant thing. So they know everything I've done is in the ballpark. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it is dangerous. People I know that have done a film, they say it killed the ticket sales because it was a film that I wasn't being comedy. I was known for this thing, and they thought, well, he's an actor because it became more famous than them doing the circuit.
Right.
So there was nowhere for them to go. So I do something that's,
So it's going to be tough for you after all your massive success in comedy to go back and sing your songs about Johnny.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I got away with it. I was jabbering. I was trying to talk about anything just to get you off the scent.
Right.
And I started talking bollocks. And I thought, they've forgotten the fucking.
No, but you can remind us, though. The truth is that there are so many people that go out there, and they get the plague. I mean, and it is really absurd.
That's true.
Stuck with me.
I know what you're saying. Though, regardless, you just don't want to end up against a tree.
That's right. It's a metaphor.
That's right. You think you're going in, you want to buy a couple sets of wheels,
How
did
this happen? How the fuck did this happen?
It's a fair point. There's nothing...
Unbelievable.
It's good stuff.
It's like Bert always says, and if I ever have a daughter, it's how I'm going to raise her. If you go out with a guy, you got to make sure he's okay.
Yes, exactly. Insightful and deep.
Yeah, it's really good.
Big information, Phil. Remember, love carries a knife.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that Maya Angelou? No, Bert Kreischer, actually.
Oh, God.